Welcome back to another episode of Martin James Designs. The paint job is done. I haven't wet sanded or buffed the parts out yet. The next stage is to get this electrical wire harness ran, figure out the battery, try to get the module put in next to the battery because we had to relocate it. We have to get the oil tank in, all of these small things so I can start putting this rear end back together, shocks in, strut supports, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna really start putting this bike back together. We're gonna get the rims right there. We're gonna get them cleaned up and the tires cleaned up, flywheel, all that put on. So we're just gonna kind of mix this episode up and get a bunch of stuff done. So let's see what we get done. Okay, I'm just degreasing this oil tank, get it all nice and clean before it goes back in. When I was removing it, I snapped off this plastic port here for one of the oil lines. So I went and got a brass fitting and I actually tapped it with a tap and die set, threaded it in and epoxied it. So I would be overly surprised if that was an issue. But it was either that or replace the whole oil tank. So I'm pretty confident this is gonna work. So I'm gonna get this in place so we can figure out how the battery is gonna fit in. Alright, little update. I was able to fit the module in with the battery. So I know this is gonna work. The seat pan's gonna cover this. I rerouted all the oil lines. They're all reconnected. Just have to hook that one up. Everything worked out here, new clamps. This is gonna go to the exhaust. So yeah, oil tank's in. The part that I thought was going to take a lot of work is already sorted out. And I made sure the cover fits. So I'm not going to bother cleaning up all the wires and stuff yet. I basically have everything labeled. I know where everything's going. So the next step now is that we're pretty much done with all the wiring. Got the rear brake put in, the bracket. I'm going to start on this rear end. Here's a little peek. Oil cover's on. And battery cover's on. Looks pretty good. Okay, let's get this rear end put together. All right, here we go. Getting all my parts set up. So this is going to be everything we need for the rear end. We're going to put the Burley slammers in. When we put the rear tire in, that's going to be the new brake light license plate, disc brake mount, flywheel rotor. So we've got pretty much everything ready to go. Clean the tire and the rim. You saw from previous episodes, we made this Dyna rim fit the Sportster by changing the bearings, flipping the flywheel and the rotor. A little bit tricky, but we got it to work. I just need to sort the spacer out because it's a little different for the swing arm. But this will work. So let's start by getting, we're gonna put this on and we're gonna get the rear shocks installed. So let's start with that. give a little update here because I'm literally all over the map. I've got a giant list of just odds and ends that are keeping me from buttoning this thing up. So let's just do a quick little tour right now. All right, I am going to put end caps on these, but I got to figure out the rear fender height, and I can't do that till I get the rear tire on, and I'm having issues with the spacers again since we got them to work last time. I never wrote the dimension down, and now I have to re-figure out what size the one spacer needs to be so the rotor will fit into the caliper smooth. It's about a 1/4 inch out right now. Obviously the tire's just sitting there. But I got to get that addressed. However, the rotor is on, flywheel's good, shocks turned out good. I just need to tighten these bolts up once I get everything aligned with the signal lights. This is kind of the end cap that I'm going to do on these. This is temporarily mocked up until I get the seat pan finished. I need a new oil cover cap. Still have to put the shroud on. The exhaust is another thing I haven't even looked at yet. All the front end wiring still needs to be sorted out. Tank raise. Got the rear fender on, that's done. I just need to find the bolt for here. I seem to have lost it. However, the tire is done. Brake calipers back in, rotor. What else we got? I still got I got the derby cover done, but I still have to polish it. Spark plugs, final wiring, finish all the battery stuff. So, like tons of little things, but as you can see, it's starting to take shape. Oh, obviously the whole headlight forward controls, forward controls, all the hand controls need to be done. But it's starting to look like a bike again. I think that's pretty sweet. Oh yeah, the rear brake light has to go on. It's gonna go like that. And I have to figure out the signals as well. Okay, that's where I'm leaving it. It's looking like a bike. Bunch of little stuff, so we'll get going on the reassembly again for another episode. But I got enough content here to throw this video together. Next time's gonna be all of the little things, get the rear tire finished, work on the seat pan, hand controls, forward controls. I do have the exhaust. We're gonna be getting that done. And oh yeah, it's close. So make sure you guys subscribe if you wanna see this thing running. Remember, it is up for sale. When it's done, I'm gonna be selling it. I also am looking for a name to name this bike. There's been tons of comments throughout this build series, but make sure you keep on adding them because I will be giving away a little Martin James Design gift package for whoever wins the one I picked to name the bike. So I want to thank you guys again for tuning in, and I'll catch you on the next one.